Change my heart, oh God, make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God, may I be like you. Change my heart, oh God, make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God, may I be like you. You are the potter, I am the clay. Mold me and make me, this is what I pray.
I believe that in this one lifetime we have on earth, we all have that one moment, that unforgettable encounter with someone or something, a break from our usual routine, which will change us forever. For me, it was last December 16, the longest 3 hours of my life. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's School of the Word. I am so glad to be here and to still be able to share with you this evening. I am Christel, a Verbum Day disciple, and a super blessed survivor of Super Typhoon Rai or Odette here at the eye of the storm in Burgos, Siargao Island. Pardon me if I may seem to sound too melodramatic, but once one has come almost face to face with death, there are just too many realizations one has to hastily share. It only took 3 painstaking hours to transform what used to be an island paradise, coined as the surfing capital of the Philippines, into a massive wasteland of debris and fallen trees, livestock, dead, washed out houses, and shelterless people. Yet this abominable destruction, a once in a lifetime experience, fingers crossed, really brought us to our knees. Through this, the Lord has been teaching us so many lessons that I am so fortunate to be given the chance to share with you tonight. The first is that we are reminded that in just one instant, everything, literally everything, can be taken away from us. Decades worth of savings, investments, houses, cars, workplaces, acquaintances, friends, and families. In just a blink of an eye, we can lose our home, our livelihood, our hobbies, our securities, our most prized possessions, our achievements, our convenience, even our abilities. Many people, especially here in our municipality, were left with nothing but the clothes they were wearing and the mats they took with them to the evacuation sites. Through this, we realized what is truly essential, the one thing that will always remain, the only thing we need to survive this turmoil, is invisible yet stronger than any massive calamity, war, or any destruction. This one indestructible thing that will always endure is our capacity to love. And this capacity to love comes from God. 2 Corinthians 3, verse 5. I myself can testify to this and has received this right during Odette's onslaught. On December 16th, at 3 o'clock a.m., right before Odette's landfall, my choir mates still managed to battle the heavy winds to go to church, for we were assigned to sing during the first Simbang Gabi Mass. We sang with all our hearts, and right after joyfully singing the recession, Joy to the World, we lost electricity. Some might say it was a mere coincidence. I say it was a manifestation of God's love. At 12 noon, as I was looking over the gate of my house, watching roofs fluttering and the flood starting to rise, 3 people passed by. They were just supposed to get their car parked nearby to secure it to a higher place, but the storm surge came and the water suddenly rose. They decided to just stay with me and help me move to a safer place instead. We hid and waited and cooked and ate and sang worship songs together while the storm raged on. We were cold, wet, and afraid, but having them around me gave me a sense of peace. I didn't know what will happen to me if they had not come. I really felt his warm embrace through these strangers. So while the house's walls were shaking, heavy rains dripping all over the ceiling, windows crashing, I felt his love through these 3 angelic heroes he sent me, who sacrificed their car and other belongings to save me. This capacity to love is indeed stronger than any force of destruction. We need to recognize that this capacity to love is a gift from God, such a precious gift that, unlike any other gift, never spoils, never ceases, never rests, never abandons, and never runs out. It is always freely given at the right moment by the right person or people in God's perfect timing. The second lesson is total dependence on God. We can do nothing during those 3 gruesome hours but pray. The house might soon collapse. Shards of glass might rip us any time. But we knew that at that moment only the Lord was in control. I realized that we can never be truly prepared for it unless we commit our trust to Him wholly. We could have easily given up. We could have easily blamed God. We could have easily thought that all hope was lost. Yet we did not. We were afraid, yet grateful. As I reflected during that moment, I realized that actually, He has been preparing my heart way before this event happened. Through the weekly school of the Word, revisions of life, spiritual direction, masses, retreats and recollections, and our intimate day to day conversations. Little by little, He was nourishing within me a sturdy and steady heart, a heart at peace, which helped cleared my mind to act and not to panic, to not lose hope, to be free, and to totally surrender to Him. I remembered my prayer during that time was, Lord, if this is my last day, take care of the people I will be leaving. Please bid me farewell and let them know how much I love them and am grateful for them. And now, I am even more grateful to be given another opportunity in life and more chances to manifest His love. The third lesson is that we should never get tired of loving. It is an investment. Each act of love, no matter how small we think it is of great value to the person receiving it. For we'll never know when we ourselves will need it. For example, after the typhoon abated, people needed suturing for their injuries, and a pregnant patient also delivered a baby. As a healthcare worker, love drove me to help them out because He has given me the ability to do so. He allowed me to survive, and I thought I did it for the sake of merely giving back. Then, later on, I received love in return through other people teaching me how to use the poso or water pump, even going out of their way to help carry the bucket, offering drinking water when it was too scarce, sharing food and a place to sleep, help out cleaning the house while I was at work, etc. A single act of love you give allows you to receive tenfold more. Indeed, what an investment, right? How about you? How are you investing right now in your capacity of loving? Well, in all investments, there isn't always a bountiful return. There are also risks of not receiving anything back. It is not always easy to invest in this capacity, especially at times when we feel rejected by those we love, or sometimes simply when we are not recognized or appreciated in what we do, or we are taken advantage of. It hurts, doesn't it? That's why sometimes we fear to love, because sometimes we are afraid of what will result. It is more excruciatingly evident during this time of crisis, when people fend for themselves for their own survival. There are those who had become dependent on the ayuda, spending countless hours along the highway waiting for a truck or van to arrive so that they'll not miss out on anything. Many have given in to greed, hoarding the goods being distributed, not thinking about those who need it most. A few have resorted to violence and looting. Yet, Jesus is inviting us to not give up on loving, especially these ones who are difficult to love. He is challenging us to be patient, not to be swayed toward these trends. He is asking us to continue to invest while not expecting anything in return. Because that was exactly how he loved, right? He was incarnated and became man, only to be rejected and ridiculed. Yet he has loved us to the full. He has given us all, so we shall never feel empty, even if our love is not reciprocated by others. We just have to realize his tremendous love and his assurance that none of our efforts of loving will turn to waste. To quote Sir William Arthur Ward, to love is to risk rejection, to risk not being loved in return. As in Matthew chapter 25 verses 14 to 30, also known as the parable of the talents, Jesus further elaborates on the Father's desire to multiply this love. He entrusts our talents, abilities, and gifts and yearns it to flourish for our own benefit and for others. Jesus begins the parable by saying, "At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like this." He identifies our ultimate purpose, that if we really want to experience the kingdom of heaven here and now, we must use this gift of loving to achieve greater possibilities. He leaves us to our own creativity to do so. He gives us the freedom to do what we want to multiply His love. Sometimes we may be able to achieve a lot. Sometimes we may seem to run dry. Yet, as long as we keep on trying, at the end of the day, He will say, "Well done, Christel. Well done, Abel. Well done, Pam. Well done, Mela, my good and faithful servant." Our capacity to love should not depend on others' recognition or the things we get in return, but solely on God's approval. So we must not forget to listen to Him daily, to allow Him to assure us and encourage us to keep going. And little by little, as we strive to give our small day-to-day yeses to His invitation to love, He will upgrade our capacity. You have been faithful in managing small amounts, so I will put you in charge of large amounts. Come on in and share in my happiness. After Odette's onslaught, I realized that God has indeed upgraded my capacity to love 100-fold. Before, I used to love only when it's convenient, to love only when it makes me feel happy or light, to love only when I benefit from it physically or mentally, to love only when my cup is full and overflowing. Before, I used to feel that my ability to love others is pretty limited, circumstantial, mostly based on how I feel about the other person and the way he or she treats me. But now I've realized that only with God's help and guidance, we will be able to love others the way Jesus wants us to love unconditionally all the time. God created us with a great capacity to love like Christ. Yet only with Christ, together with Christ, can we overcome all barriers and difficulties of love. Now, He has taught me that you can certainly love even though you feel empty. You may lose everything, but you are forever rich in that capacity to give love. Because our source will never run out. He is love Himself. Now I realize that there is no room for excuses when it comes to love. You don't need to live in comfort in order to love. You don't need to have money nor a roof above your head to be able to love. In loving, there are no ifs or buts. He has shown me this through the people who still greeted me good morning with genuine smiles on their faces the day after the storm. Through the parents who took care of their children even though they themselves have nothing to eat. Through the countless stories of heroism, sacrifices, and selfless acts all around us, such that many wondered how come the devastation was so great. Yet, we had zero casualties. Nakakakilabot, no? He has never abandoned us and will never abandon us. That, indeed, is God's manifestation of love towards our small and poor, yet amazingly blessed municipality. We may have lost a lot of material things, but we gained a lot more. We became more grateful for the littlest things. The full moon lighting our path as we have no electricity, seeing a flying lemur for the first time, and the first night of being able to sleep on dry floor. We gained new friends and brothers and sisters, people opening their doors to others whose houses were completely wiped out, locals and visitors collaborating and starting a community kitchen. This capacity of love given by Christ allows us to see beauty beyond that which is defined by human terms, beauty beyond the eyesore debris, love felt even though there are no actual hugs and kisses, love seen even in the silence, love heard even without words expressed. The outpouring support given by groups and individuals have also been manifestations of love that is contagious and a great motivator for us to continue serving as well. In Galatians 6, verse 9, it says, "So let us not become tired of doing good, for if we do not give up, the time will come when we will reap the harvest." So, what else can stop us from loving? What are we fearful of? We are being invited tonight to take the risk to love. Let us not allow ourselves to get burned out while trying to love. Let us not be discouraged and to stop desiring to do good. Let us guard ourselves so as not to be tempted to the point of giving up. This capacity to love sees beyond the hurt, the selfish tendencies, the politicking, which may all be defense mechanisms, mere results of circumstance. Jesus proposes this love that is so lavishly extravagant in mercy and patience and understanding, forgiveness, hope, and second chances. A love that makes us live life to the fullest despite the seeming emptiness. I really like what Ate Jayan, a disciple from Cebu, mentioned during one encounter, that when shit happens in life, God indeed will turn it into fertilizer. Like Him, we are being given this capacity to turn the world upside down, to create an impact on others that will be a riptide of contagious blessings transcending time and space. As Saint Therese of Lisieux says, love can accomplish all things. Things that are most impossible becomes easy where love is at work. Our Father, surely there are a lot more teachings you will continue to unfold as we try to recover one step at a time. I pray that each of us will be able to grasp these lessons on how to love as you did in each of our specific circumstances in this colorful journey of life we traverse. So, friends, I invite you to continue to discover what awaits us as we invest in our capacity of loving. Thank you for listening and take care, everyone.
There is a place for the sadness. Hold on to love. There is a season of gladness. Hold on to love. When pain and confusion seem endless, hold on to love. We cultivate healing through kindness. Hold on to love. Hold on to love where hope is found. Hold on to love where joy abounds. Hold on to love where grace and mercy's overflowing. Hold on to love. When terror and fear overwhelm us, hold on to love. Courage and faith will sustain us. Hold on to love. When violence seeks to destroy us, hold on to love. Acts of compassion restore us. Hold on to love. Hold on to love where hope is found. Hold on to love where joy abounds. Hold on to love where grace and mercy's overflowing. Hold on to love. Hold on. When hatred is used to divide us, hold on to love. Wisdom and truth reunite us. Hold on to love. When prejudice poses as freedom, hold on to love. Dignity means all are welcome. Hold on to love.
Hold on to love where hope is found. Hold on to love where joy abounds. Hold on to love where grace and mercy's overflowing.
Hold on to love where hope is found. Hold on to love where joy abounds. Hold on to love where grace and mercy's overflowing. Hold on to love. Hold on to love.